And in late 1946,
This just in,
Berlin
Germany has
tests the
successfully
first
tested an
successful atomic
in
device.
Berlin.
The world shifts instantly. America had been racing toward the same goal. But races are not won by who starts first.
Volk und Welt, wir haben eine historische Ankündigung. Deutschland hat erfolgreich atomares Gerät getestet.
We interrupt this broadcast. Germany has tested an atomic device.
Ladies and gentlemen,
They are won by who finishes first. The day victory disappeared. In the summer of 1944, American soldiers stood on European soil, believing something simple: that victory was inevitable. Factories back home were producing thousands of planes every month. Shipyards were launching vessels faster than enemies could sink them. Millions of troops were training, deploying, advancing. America had become the arsenal of democracy, and it felt unstoppable. But history does not reward confidence, it punishes overreach. And in this timeline, something shifts. Something small. Something early. And that shift begins a chain reaction that ends with the unthinkable. America loses. It begins in the Atlantic. German submarines become deadlier than expected. Improved coordination. Improved technology. Better intelligence. Convoys are intercepted with frightening accuracy. Merchant ships sink faster than they can be replaced. American supply lines weaken, not collapse, but weaken. And war is not lost in one moment. It is lost in thousands of small fractures. In Europe, the D-Day invasion does not succeed.
Stay with me, soldier! Keep moving! We can't advance! We're pinned!
The beaches of Normandy become graveyards. German defenses hold. Reinforcements arrive faster than expected. American and British forces retreat with catastrophic losses.
Out! Almost there! Go!
The invasion that was supposed to open Western Europe instead becomes a symbol of failure. And after that failure, something important disappears. Momentum. Germany consolidates its position.
unsere Reserven sind bereit. Die Panzerdivisionen sind in Position, der Nachschub rollt. Die Küste ist gesichert. Wir haben die Initiative.
It fortifies France permanently. It shifts divisions east. It regains confidence, because survival is powerful. And Germany has survived its greatest threat. In the Pacific, Japan adapts as well.
了解。命令を送信。戦闘準備。発進せよ。
Instead of overextending across the ocean, Japanese leadership shifts strategy.
The lines overextend our supply chains, reel them back, reposition the fleet to these strongholds, defend and sustain. This perimeter is our shield, no more gambles.
They fortify islands intelligently. They avoid costly direct battles. They turn the Pacific into a defensive labyrinth. Every island becomes a fortress. Every approach becomes deadly. American advances slow. Casualties rise. The war becomes expensive. Very expensive. Back home, American citizens begin to notice something different.
The advance has slowed, with heavy resistance. On the home front, new quotas test our resolve. Patience and sacrifice will see us through.
The war that once felt like destiny now feels uncertain. Casualty numbers rise faster than victory headlines. Newspapers print names daily.
This morning's report lists 342 casualties from the European theater.
Families hang flags in windows. Confidence turns into concern, because wars are supported by belief. And belief weakens when victory disappears. In 1945, Germany unveils something terrifying. Not a miracle weapon that ends the war instantly, but something almost as powerful. Long-range rockets capable of striking American supply hubs in Britain consistently.
Convoys are delayed, not broken. We reroute and press on. The ports hold. That's our line in the sand.
The attacks do not destroy the war effort, but they disrupt it. They delay it. They create doubt, and doubt spreads quickly. Meanwhile, in Europe, the Soviet Union continues fighting, but without a successful Western front. The Red Army absorbs the full weight of German strength. German divisions that would have been destroyed in France, German divisions that would have been destroyed in front, the Soviet advance slows. Cities are retaken more slowly. Casualties multiply. The war drags into 1946, then 1947, and still no end is in sight.
The time for half measure voice labor.
What must Matt? Vote now.
In America, elections approach. Political divisions deepen. Some demand total commitment.
This war has gone on too long. We must get peace now and bring more. The isolationist movement.
Others demand negotiated peace. Isolationist voices return. They argue the cost is too high, the war is too far. The durity is not guaranteed. And without guaranteed victory, sacrifice becomes harder to justify. The atomic bomb changes everything in real history. But in this timeline, Germany's scientific program is not delayed, not bombed, not disrupted.
Denied air access. We can't break through.
Because Allied air superiority was never fully secured after D-Day failed. German scientists continue working, uninterrupted, and in late 1946, Berlin tests the first successful atomic device. The world shifts instantly. America had been racing toward the same goal. But races are not won by who starts first.
Volk und Welt, wir haben eine historische Ankündigung. Deutschland hat erfolgreich atomares Gerät getestet.
We interrupt this broadcast. Germany has tested an atomic device.
Ladies and gentlemen,
They are won by who finishes first. And this time, Germany finishes first. The announcement spreads globally. Germany possesses a weapon capable of destroying entire cities. Suddenly, invasion becomes impossible. Suddenly, escalation becomes dangerous. Suddenly, escalation becomes dangerous. Suddenly, victory becomes uncertain in a way it never was before.
urgent news. The German Reich has successfully tested an atomic device in the Pacific. The explosion confirms the dawn of the nuclear age. Tokyo and Berlin are in immediate consultation.
If Germany holds nuclear capability, the balance of global power changes permanently.
The European flank is secure. Supply lines will hold. Our naval routes in the Pacific will synchronize. From Berlin, corridors extend to Tokyo, securing Eurasia.
Japan strengthens its alliance. The Axis powers coordinate more closely than ever. America now faces not one enemy weakened by years of war, but two enemies hardened by survival. By 1947, American leadership faces a brutal decision: continue fighting a nuclear-armed Germany while casualties climb and public support declines, or negotiate. Because war without clear victory is political suicide, and prolonged war destroys nations from within.
We must proceed with caution. Agreed. Stability is our priority. Any update on European negotiations? We continue to monitor communications.
The negotiations begin quietly, not surrender, not openly, but discussions, terms, compromises.
Gentlemen, observe the new boundaries, a sphere of stability for Europe. This line ensures a balance of power, a new order.
Germany offers Europe as its sphere of influence.
Defensive perimeter is secure from the homeland through our Pacific outposts. Your control over East Asia is consolidated, a formidable achievement.
Japan retains dominance in East Asia. America retains its hemisphere, a divided world, not by ideology, but by survival, the world after defeat. The treaty is signed in 1948, not called a surrender, called a stabilization agreement. But history strands the truth. America has lost, not its territory, not its independence, but its dominance. Eastern Europe becomes a permanent extension of Berlin's influence. The Soviet Union, exhausted and isolated, agrees to a ceasefire that freezes borders far west of where they stood in real history. Britain survives, but weakened, dependent. No longer a global empire. Japan consolidates East Asia. China remains divided. The Pacific becomes a heavily militarized boundary between two powers, unwilling to risk nuclear confrontation. The world becomes stable, but unstable beneath the surface. Because peace built on fear is fragile. America remains powerful, but cautious. Its military reduced. Its global influence limited.
In an alternate 1950, America turns inward, its prosperity domestic, not global. Western Europe falls within a German sphere.
Its dream of shaping the world replaced by a policy of survival. No Marshall Plan, no NATO, no American century. Instead, a divided planet. Two nuclear powers staring at each other across continents. Technological progress slows. Global trade fractures. The space race never happens. Because cooperation never forms, the world becomes colder, more suspicious, more dangerous. Generations grow up in a world where democracy did not spread globally, where fascist regimes remain intact, where freedom exists in some regions, but not others.
In this alternate world, the United States turned inward, ceding global dominance to German Europe and Japanese East Asia. A multipolar world emerged free from the expectation of American leadership.
Where the idea of inevitable American leadership never forms. It did not collapse, but it did not collapse, but it did not win. And sometimes, not winning is enough to change everything. Because World War II did not just decide territory, it decided the structure of the modern world. Without American victory, the 20th century becomes something else and entirely more divided, more militarized, more uncertain. History remembers the war as the moment America became a superpower. But that outcome was not guaranteed. It depended on fragile events, on successful invasions, on technological races, on decisions made under pressure. If even a few of those decisions shift, the world shifts with them. Because history is not written by destiny, it is written by margins. And in this timeline, the margin falls the other way. America does not rise to lead the world. It survives. But survival is not the same as victory.